One time for the city. My city.
Justice League.
Bitch up on the land till I die. Till I die. On the east side till I die. Till I die. Bubbing that bone thugs till I die.
Hello and welcome to Ohio Sprays, and we're gonna start you off today with some Indians news and some very big news, Indians news at that. It has been announced just yesterday that the 2019 All-Star Game will be held in Cleveland at Progressive Field. So that's a big deal. That's a good get for Cleveland.
First time since 1997.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
It's like 22 years.
And it's a big deal for the city to have all that kind of national attention, and
Especially in baseball.
Especially.
Yeah.
But on to the bigger story, and that would be the Cavs.
So the Cavs played the Kings on Wednesday and lost in overtime, 116 to 112. Mike did not get a chance to watch the game. I did, however. And there's some few key things that I noticed. The first thing was that the Cavs went 17 of 34 from the free throw line. 17 missed free throws is atrocious. That is... The Kings went 18 of 20. They missed 2 free throws. They didn't shoot as much, however, but still. If we make 10 more of those, maybe... Only missed 7. Game's over.
I mean, that's atrocious for a professional basketball team to miss 50% of their free throws.
The game before that, we missed 8, 22 of 30 against the Pelicans. And the game before that, we missed 10, 12 of 22 against the Spurs. All of those games lost by less than 3 points. 3 or less points, sorry. And then the second stat that stood out to me was that we had 18 turnovers. And off those turnovers, the Kings scored 20 points.
It sounds like the Cavs are just playing sloppy basketball.
Yes.
With low free throw percentages, high or low turnover ratio. What do you think the cause of this slide has been?
I don't know. I think it looks just very sloppy. I mean, at the end of regulation, LeBron throws an inbound pass to try and win the game, throws it to Kevin Love, and it's stolen. It's the game-winning play, and the ball gets stolen. So, I mean, it's not... I don't know what it is.
It's like they're not putting themselves in position.
It's like the effort. The effort isn't there right now. Because, I mean, free throws are... Those are easy points that you could just score.
Yeah, most high school basketball teams have a higher free throw percentage than 50%.
Most high school basketball teams have less than 18 turnovers a game.
Yeah, I mean, any halfway decent one.
Yeah.
Now, as of recently, LeBron, I think it was after the Pelicans game, just about a week ago at the time of this episode, he was quoted as saying the Cavs need a playmaker. And that has caused quite a bit of controversy in the sports world as to whether or not the Cavs, whether or not LeBron was right in saying that with all the firepower the Cavs have been known to have. So I was wondering what you thought about that.
If you look at last year's team that won the championship, you had the starters, Kyrie, JR, LeBron, Kevin, Tristan Thompson. And then the main guys off the bench were Deli, Aman, and Mozgov, right? Mm-hmm. And then sometimes occasionally mixed in was Richard Jefferson and Channing Frye. Occasionally. That was the team that worked. Now, to me, the main guys off the bench are like Kyle Korver, DeAndre Liggins, Channing Frye, RJ, James Jones, Kay Felder. That's 6 guys playing the same amount of time that 3 guys played last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like there's too many people trying to fill the shoes. There's a surplus of people.
So you think the Cavs should try to focus more on playing with 8 guys as opposed to 10,
yeah,
10 or 11?
That's what worked last year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe have Kyle Korver, RJ, and one other person, Channing Frye, per se, maybe. Because I think it's just trying to get everyone to play to see what works and It's too much chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm thinking. Along with that, I would say is that the Cavs don't have a main big guy off the bench. I mean, last year we had Mozgov, so it kind of rotated between Kevin, Tristan Thompson, and Mozgov, right? Those three.
Okay.
Now, all the guys on the bench, minus Channing Frye, are guards or small forwards, and Channing Frye, who is like what 6'11", tall.
Something like that.
He's
about
technically a forward, but in the game against the Kings, he shot 6 shots, 5 of which for threes.
so not crashing the boards at all.
No.
Not playing in the paint.
No, I think that's what the Cavs are missing, and what they also need to figure out about rotation wise.
No, I think you've got a good point with that. With what you said about how they're playing with too many guys in a way. So, and I think that does factor into the things like 18 turnovers and just playing sloppy basketball overall. Because you've got guys like Corver who just kind of came into the mix. They've got guys like Kay Felder, he's a rookie. Then DeAndre Liggins, I'm not sure, is he also a rookie or is he been
He's
a
new.
couple years? He's definitely new to the team.
Cavs, yes.
So we've got a lot of guys who are getting significantly more time than they necessarily would have last year,
Right.
and they're also trying to find their own groove. But I feel like there's a reason that is, and I don't know if it's just well, obviously Korver's new, so
Yeah.
he hasn't quite gotten to hopefully the role that we'll see him. That we'd like to see him play, like the type of player that he was in Atlanta. So I wonder if possibly there won't be a new, or if they won't find a way to gel together because they're not really sure what kind of team they want to be right now.
Right.
Okay, so we've got Korver playing 34 minutes off the bench, which is more than half the game, which typically you don't see happen with bench players. So if we go back to what we said before with how we have too many people playing too little time off the bench, what the Cavs could do, and that it could bring more continuity to their game, make them play like we know they can. Take some of Korver's minutes, divvy them up between guys like RJ or guys like Channing, so the Cavs go back to playing with 8 guys as opposed to 10, 11. So they get more of the rhythm, more of the flow of the game, and so that would kind of handle that problem, I think. And that would be because I mean there's something that they got to do because they're at a 6 of the last 8 they've lost, 5 of the last 8.
6 of the last 8.
That's not typical of the Cavs at all. That hasn't happened since before LeBron came back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what beyond that we could do. Aside from defense, the Cavs, the last 8 games at least, their opponents have scored over 105 points in essentially all of the last 8. And especially last night against the Kings, we let the Kings score 116 points on us, and that's not something you expect out of a Cavs team that holds defense as highly as they do in the past couple of years. Now, obviously, the Cavs they're looking for some answers. They're looking for an identity for themselves, and that when it gets to the national stage, as it does, like when LeBron speaks out like that, a lot of people like to throw in their 2 cents. So.
I love people's 2 cents.
People's 2 cents, they can get pretty interesting sometimes, and it can often come from other organizations themselves, such as the Knicks offering to trade Carmelo Anthony for Kevin Love. And that was obviously rejected by the Cavs, seeing as how Kevin is still on the team.
That is true.
So what would you have said? Should that trade have been? Did it merit certain respect, certain thought?
If I was Dan Gilbert talking to, what's his name? Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
I would laugh in his face. For Melo for Kevin Love is absurd. Melo has not been relevant since he moved to the Knicks. He averages 20 points, 22 points a game, and 6 rebounds. Kevin Love every night puts up a double-double. I don't think you can replace that kind of talent and hustle on the team with Kevin Love. What do you think?
I mean, people always seem to, and I trust me, I'm on your side with this. I didn't want to see that trade happen either, unless we get. The only way that could even be like a laughable trade is if someone if you threw in like a first round pick also,
Yeah.
like draft picks and money were involved, stuff like that. But I feel like you're not giving Carmelo Anthony enough credit. Like he's one of the biggest names in the NBA in terms of like people when people hear Carmelo Anthony, you're like, okay, NBA. Like he's one of the first people that you think of. I mean, he has been since he came into the league. Now, the Cavs, like we said before, have had some defensive struggles, and that's not exactly Melo's game. But he would give them, if there were a way that we could swing it, he would give them some relief off the bench which I think we've been looking for. But I don't think there's a way that we would have gotten Melo without losing Kevin. So that sort of give and take.
Yeah. I don't think Melo would want to come off the bench. And I think that he would want, he's going to have a high-end salary, too.
Mm-hmm.
So either something's got to happen with salary cap, or someone's got to take a pay cut, or something's got to happen for that.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's feasible.
It didn't seem quite like a realistic trade when
No.
it was reported.
The Knicks haven't gone to the playoffs even since Melo's been there. And I think that just shows like what kind of caliber team that Melo can have. I mean, he has Joakim Noah with him and Derrick Rose right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's got 2 other All-Stars per se.
2 previous All-Stars.
Yeah. And they're not making any noise that I'm hearing, at least.
All right. So now, before we close out this episode, 3 final words on what the Cavs need to do to get out of this slide that they're in.
3 words?
3 words.
Only 3?
Just 3.
Only 3. If this is one word, I'm gonna say free throws and turnovers. Gotta cut them down.
Turnover.
That's definitely something that they can work on. They can do. Like they can't trading for someone isn't like necessarily going to happen, but you can work on free throws and you can definitely work on turnovers.
Okay. I'd probably say maintain your not continuity. It's a different word, but it means the same.
Maintain your content. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I counted before I said that. I made sure. And then that means the Cavs, they're capable of playing at a high level when they want to. But as of late, they've been playing. They'll play at a high level, and then they'll have games where they're down. Like there's too much top and bottom all at once. You got to play somewhere within that you can maintain it.
Some consistency.
Yes, consistency. Exactly.
All right.
All right. Thank you for watching, and this is Chris.
He's Mike.
See you next week.